So, okay, let's see if we can get this thing back in the air. I balanced the blades statically, and then I went into the ESC and I changed the governor gain from, I think it was a mid level to pretty high. I changed it so it would go up, and I just wanted to see what it was going to do. So we'll go out to the field and see what we can do. Well, I hope you enjoyed the freaking time lapse. So the adjustments didn't work at all. The blades seem like they're in balance. I didn't get a good look at them, but I had lowered the RPM back down to 1250, which actually comes out to like 1260, and you saw, well, I was gonna say you can see it when it started to die. No, right at the very end, it was bleeding off RPM like crazy, and I was like, okay, it's getting ready to shut down or do something. It just slowly was coming down. I landed. I was only up for a minute and a half or so. I did a climb out on it and seemed to do a little bit better than normal, even at lower RPM. So that's something positive. But what I'm going to do is I've got a Castle 120 that I can put into it and see if it's the controller that's causing this problem. This motor should be just fine. It hovers around at like 1800 watts, which is kind of high, but it still hovers around just fine. And it should be doing it just fine with this motor. This motor has got more watts available and all this other stuff, so it's not doing what it's supposed to do. So we'll try a different receiver, or not a receiver, a different ESC, and we'll see if that makes a difference, and we'll go from there. All right, we are back at the shop, and I hope you enjoyed the time-lapse photography of the video, because I didn't have my camera set up right. But I got back here and looking at trying to find out why the damn thing started to dump its RPM right at the very end of the flight, which was not very long. I mean, I only had it on there for a minute and a half, I think. And so you can see there is, well, let's look. They got voltages, which are really good on everything. Let me see if I can move this to a normal type flight, which was going on there. Okay, so my cursor is right there. You can kind of see it pop up. And so we're at 1389 watts, 36 amps. My ripple is only 1.31 volts, which that seems a little bit high. I don't think that is out of range for what that could be, but my voltage is still 37.8 volts. And this is a 10S setup, so, this is kind of new for me. I don't normally run 10S. Temp was fine. RPM says I'm at 1257, which is, I think I set it at 1250. So we're really close. But if I go in here, and I'm looking at this last part right here, and I wanted to see what was causing it to kind of go down. Let's see if I can get this. And let me put my cursor right here, see what's going on. As you can see, right where I shut it off, it's starting to go down. Even my RPM is still at 1254. It's starting to go down. If I move the cursor over a little bit more towards that spot, it's starting to drop. See, now it's at 1250. So I did hear the RPM dropping. You couldn't see it because the video was showing a time lapse instead of video. Dumbass. And then right where I landed, if I put it out here, RPM was really starting to drop off, but I had already shut it off by that point right there. So my inputs for my governor, if I scroll that right there, my input's still at 83.2 or 82.3, and my little dyslexic coming in. And I'm still at 1254 RPM, but it was dying off, and unfortunately you guys couldn't see that. The RPM dropped off enough that I went, oh shit, I thought it was going into a soft cutoff. But everything I'm seeing here is still, within normal things. It just started dropping off, and I landed. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to pull out this old ESC. That is an ICE 280 HV in there. So it's an 80 amp ESC, but maybe it's just not up to the task. So I have another one that I took out of the poor Red Bull. And I'm going to throw it in here and put the same settings in, and without doing anything else different, I'm going to load this program that I have currently in this one. So it'll be all the same settings, and we'll see if it makes a difference. So we'll be on to that one. Yeah. I'm building something? Not really. Just trying to fix it. Well, good morning, kids. We're out here playing today. It's a nice day. Look at the sunshine. On the last time of this episode of this old MD-500 redo, the ESC, I think, might be an issue. I'm hoping it's the issue. So I took out the 85 or the 80 amp ESC, and I stuck in a newer 120. And let's see if that thing will actually work. Let's see. Let's see if it works. Clean it all off. Well, that was a fail. So that wasn't the issue. So we'll figure it out. I got to bend the gear back. And this is how I'm bending it back. There we go.
Borrow Mike's little tester over here again on this one. I hate like hell to get this experimenting with that.
Yeah, this whole experimenting with shit. There, gear's perfectly good. Nothing like a good set of Jester Northwest Scale Works built landing gear. Well, that sucked. So I couldn't recover from the drawdown on the motor. So it's definitely not the motor. It's not the ESC. It's something else. So we have to figure out what the hell this is. But I'm going to go fly it around anyways, just because that's the kind of guy I am. Well, shit. This is going to require some serious digging into that thing, because it's not the ESC. It did exactly the same as what it was doing before. It's not the motor. It's doing the exact same thing it was doing before. And this has been before, I mean, since I built it, this has always been this way. And it's not the batteries, because these are completely different. I was running on 12S, now I'm running on 10S. So there's got to be some sort of binding under load or something in there that when I do a climb out, it reacts like you saw. It draws down the power, does all that stuff. I'm going to go back in and look at the logging and see what it was doing, see if there's any telltale signs of something going on there. But I mean, I can fly it around as long as I don't goose it. If I goose it, and I mean, like if I go up to do a stall turn and I really push the collective to get it up, it will die off. And I didn't catch it quick enough on that one, the first one this morning. It went up, died. I should have pushed it forward and dove down, and I probably could have flown out at it. And hence why now you see me bending the freaking landing gear. Yeah, it's good landing gear. It's Northwest Scaleworks landing gear. So there's the end of this one, and this will be a continuing saga as to figure out what the hell is really going on with the draw on this helicopter. All right, get out there and rebuild something.